local people, local news and events, local sports, local matters. For all things Lloydminster area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Hey, welcome inside the new Lloydminster Nissan on Highway 17 South, where the 2025 models are arriving each and every day, and they look absolutely fantastic. We have had a couple of people in this morning already looking at the Armada Pro 4X. It's in the showroom. It's a gorgeous blue with a nice orange interior and a little bit of orange on the exterior. So if you're an Oilers fan, you might want to have a look at that as well. But just looking at the exterior of these vehicles, they look fantastic. But what you really want to do is get behind the wheel and take a test drive. Come into the new Lloydminster Nissan. We'll show you the new Armada Pro 4X, and the completely redesigned 2025 Murano as well. Plus, Alberta and Saskatchewan safeties right now are just $79.99 here at the new Lloydminster Nissan. Cory Hubbard is here. He's been on the show before, and he will take us through Lucid Payments. And Chris Brinklow is also going to join us to talk about the Spring Border City Card Show, which is coming up on March the 22nd. Not just a name, it is indeed Superior Water. Superior Water has 2 locations in Lloydminster, open on Sundays to make filling your big blue jugs a whole lot quicker and a whole lot easier. And if you want great tasting water right from your tap, call the Superior Water team and ask about their under the sink reverse osmosis systems. 780-875-6636. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste. After all, it is right in the name, Superior Water. Open on 57th Avenue, Monday to Friday from 8 to 6, and Saturdays and Sundays 10 to 5, and they have a coin-operated location just off Highway 17 South by 7-Eleven. Well, tonight is the night. Puck drop is at 8 p.m. at the Civic Center for game number 7 between the Lloydminster Bandits and the Vermilion Tigers in their NEA GBHL semifinal series. The Bandits took 3 of the first 4. Vermilion has won the last 2. The winner moves on to play Wainwright in the league final, and there is a lot of bragging rights on the line, as a lot of Lloydminster people are associated with or on that Vermilion Tigers team. It is going to be a fun one tonight, 8 o'clock at the Centennial Civic Center, and the Bandits posted that, if they lose, that would be their last game ever at the Centennial Civic Center as it gets set to close after the SO Cup. Now, speaking of the SO Cup, the future of women's hockey is coming to Lloydminster for the 2025 SO Cup. From April 20th to 26th, watch the host Lloydminster Steelers face off against 5 regional champions from across Canada at the Centennial Civic Center. Full event ticket packages are on sale now, starting at $90. Visit hockeycanada.ca/SO Cup to get your tickets and be there when Canada's women's under-18 club champions are crowned this spring. And one more hockey item for you here. This Saturday at noon is the annual Todd Gustafson Battle of the Badges Memorial Hockey Game between your Lloydminster RCMP and the Lloydminster Fire Detachment. Doors open at 11:30, and entry is by cash or a food donation in support of a few different organizations, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Lloydminster, the Olive Tree, and the Salvation Army Food Bank. The 3rd annual Ladies' Night Out in Marwayne is happening on March the 29th, and it features Canada's unconventional medium, Jenny Ogilvie. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, and once again, Beauty by Bees is the sponsor. And Yolanda Oberhofer told us that your ticket comes with a little bit extra.
And I mean, if you haven't tried Beauty from Bees product, it's time to get online there and find it. They do great stuff. And you get free product when you come to the event. Everybody gets free product from Beauty from Bees. And as well, Lloyd Wine Outfitters came on recently, and everybody's going to go home with a free bottle of wine, too.
Tickets are $75. Tables of 8 are also available. Cupcakes for Caregivers is presented by the Lloydminster and District United Way and Sobeys in Lloydminster. This is your chance to recognize and thank the caregivers in your life. 1 in 4 people are caregivers in some capacity, whether it's, of course, the obvious doctors, nurses, care home workers, or teachers, but it might also be family members, those who are taking care of someone you both love. So just send us an email and tell us a little bit about that special caregiver. Send the email to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. You can tell us a little bit, you can tell us a lot. They're committed, certified, reliable, and will help you get your life back. BioClean Disaster Services is not only Lloydminster's local restoration company, but they're also Lloydminster's largest restoration company. 1-833-246-8326. And what does that mean? They'll help you get your life back. Well, fire, flood, any kind of disaster hits, it uproots all of those mundane, everyday things that you took for granted, right? And you want somebody that's going to take care of your property. You want somebody that's going to take care of your belongings. But what BioClean Disaster Services really does is take care of you and your family, keep you up to date, and get you back to those things that you're going to miss. Just like using your basement to lie on the couch and watch the Oiler game. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Cory Hubbard's going to join us, and we're going to talk about Lucid Payments here from the new Lloydminster Nissan.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal, and that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back. You help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
Well, I welcome you back inside the new Lloydminster Nissan, where we have Cory Hubbard joining us. And Cory is with Lucid Payments. And we're going to find out all about Lucid Payments, what it is, how it can help your business, and a little bit about Cory as well, who calls Lloydminster home as well. So thanks for joining us, Cory. Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
So what is Lucid Payments? Like that's the first thing. If people haven't heard of Lucid Payments, what is it?
Lucid Payments is a debit, MasterCard, Visa. We have online e-commerce. We're a merchant processing company that service all of Canada and here in Lloydminster.
So if you're using your debit card somewhere, there's a good chance it's a Lucid Payments machine.
Yeah, one we just recently signed in December, Cliff Rose for Close. He just signed for his third time, so he'll be with me at the end of this term for 13 years. And he's been, out there giving me referrals too. So he's been a really good customer, and we have a great partnership that you can't get anywhere else.
So how long have you been with Lucid Payments?
I've been with Lucid Payments for almost 10 years now. Started off and moved out here from Nova Scotia to Alberta in 1999. Started in the oil patch as a roughneck, worked my way up to a rate consultant in the oil fields, and was a consultant for 11 years here locally in Lloydminster with a company called CNRL. And
I think everybody's heard of that.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
When the oil patch crashed in 2014, guy really needed to diverse himself and get out there and try to find a decent job. And I came across Lucid Payments. They're family owned and operated out of Abbotsford, BC, and they've been a family to me since I've been here, and they always will be.
So, Cory, coming on the show today, there's a specific reason you wanted, like you kind of picked now and today for coming on the show?
Absolutely. Well, we're getting a lot of traction with the new tariff talk, and I guess it was implemented here recently.
Yep, steel was last night.
Yeah, last night. So a lot of companies trying to get away from them American companies like Square, Global Payments, Elevon, which is Costco, and First Data, I guess. And getting lots of traction and lots of people signing and trying to get the word out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like Lucid Payments is in Lloydminster. Like, where else do you service?
We service all of Canada. Myself, at Lloydminster, all of Alberta. We also, those are my areas, I guess. But we're Canada wide.
But as they say, coast to coast.
Coast to coast.
To coast.
Yeah.
Gotta get that third coast in
And
there.
I have hundreds of businesses all over Canada. Hundreds in Lloydminster here that I've had for years.
So you mentioned like your Canadian company. What are some of the reasons that people come over to Lucid Payments?
Better rates, much better service, Canadian, local. We keep money in our economy too, rather than send it out to the American economy. So American processors, if you deal with an American processor here, all your profits and everything goes to the American economy rather than stay here right in Canada. So that's where we try to, have a better relationship with them, try to be one-on-one with them and show them what what they need to succeed, their business to succeed.
I think that's huge right now. Like that's probably the number one thing right now.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants is they want to deal with. And the other thing is, Cory, that you're local too.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you're not just saying you're a Canadian company.
Yeah.
You're saying not only are we Canadian, but I'm right here.
Yeah.
Like I'm your neighbor.
I walk down the streets. I support the businesses here in town. They support me. I walk down like I'm involved in the community for many different things.
What do you guys like? What are you most proud of? Like, how do you stand out from your competition?
Being Canadian. We're based out of Abbotsford, BC, so we're Canadian, 100% Canadian owned and operated.
And that separates you from a lot of the competitors just right there.
It does. We try to. You get the odd people that, I guess.
Well, what do you think like are some of the frustrations you think that people might look and go, I'm frustrated with this business because this industry, like if I got a business, what am I looking to change when I come to Lucid Payments sort of to make, Canadian businesses stand out with your industry?
Yeah. Lots of providers nickel and dime. They don't explain things. They hide fees. They're not transparent like we are. So there's many different things out there, and we see many different statements when we're doing a cost analysis here on a daily basis. The big American companies are not even telling you what rate you're paying. So we just did a statement here yesterday where we were doing a rate-for-rate cost comparison to show them how much money they can save, percentage, dollar amount. But their rates are supposed to be legally posted on their statements. And we actually had to go into the Visa and MasterCard interchange rates that are posted on the websites and find each card or what their rate was and then put that in the statement, cost analysis, just to show them like what they're paying because they don't have any idea what they're paying.
Most businesses don't have a clue.
Most people don't have any idea what they're paying. They think they have this set rate, 2.67 for example. Well, we offer cost plus rates just above the cost of the card. So they're paying 2.67 for each different card, for example. And we offer, and most cards range from 0.80 to 3%. So we offer a cost above that type of card that you take at that time. So that 1.4 is a standard type card. So our rates would be just above, like say 1.7 rather than 2.67.
Right.
And
Well, right there, that's huge difference.
yeah, and
You're doing the kind of volume you hope to be doing.
yeah. And we compete against these guys every day. Everybody says they get group rates, and group rates mean nothing. We've saved big companies, big corporations in Canada, and saved them money. 1,600 locations, for example, still save them money. So the group rate thing at the end of the day it's getting tired. We're getting the talk having this fancy rate. Just move forward with the Canadian company here locally and see. What we're all about. We have tons of referrals. I have hundreds of referrals in Lloydminster. And I have guys like Cliff Rose that's been with me forever.
Yeah, those little companies, but also the bigger companies that
Yeah.
they just assume because they're dealing with an American company, a bigger company,
Yeah.
that the rate's going to be better.
Or the bank.
They just assume it, or
Yeah,
the bank.
Or the bank. They say, oh, we're with the bank, we get a better rate. Have you ever seen any bank give you the best rate they possibly can? No, they're in the business to make money, right? But at the end of the day, and we compete all day long against CFIB, Canadian Federation Business, Independent Business. They offer rates, group rates, for example. You pay $500 to be part of the group. And at the end of the day, we come in and give a better rate than they're able to offer anyway. So there's no, I guess, support Canadian, be local.
Is that the one thing you wish people knew more about your business? Like, what's the one thing you think businesses should know about? You wish they knew more about. If they knew more about, they would change. Like, they would say, okay, I'm going not only with a better rate, but with a Canadian company.
Yeah.
What are some of those things?
That we offer?
Well, yeah, like even to the industry. Like, what do you wish more businesses knew? Like, you just went over.
They give thousands of dollars to the U.S. every single month, year, because of who they process, for example. That's kind of backwards, I guess, because we can keep everything here in Canada, here in local in Lloydminster, right?
So, what would you be looking at as a savings?
Typically, we save anywhere from 20 to 30%, but I've seen it as high as 70%. Global payments, for example. Really, that's a big difference on your business at the end of the day. Whether you're doing, $10,000 a month to the machine or $500,000 to the machine, but that's a big savings.
So, Cory, if I want to switch providers, like, do I just contact you?
Yeah, it's fairly simple. We do up a cost analysis, rate for rate cost comparison, as I mentioned. So we show you exactly how much money you can save per month, a dollar amount and a percentage, and over the next 5 years. And if you decide you want to come on board, there's a few things we need to do. It's a 4-year contract. But if you decide you sell your business or you're moving on or something happened, we can try to use that machine somewhere else. But at the end of the day, we're here. The number, I think, is on the screen.
Yep.
So give us a call. We'll do the rate for rate cost comparison. It's usually a couple days to get approved, and a couple days the machine comes, and I'll come put the machine in for you.
That was the next question.
Yeah.
So you're the guy you're the technician too, kind of.
I'm not a tech guy by any means.
But you're
I
the
don't
guy
have
coming
24/7 online access to a tech computer. I'm not that guy. But I can help you put the machine in, and if you're a distance, we do it over the phone. I mean, everybody's trying to cut costs these days. To spend $100 in fuel to get down and back, it costs. It takes out of my profits, my own profits, and but we try to do as much as we can.
So just a couple of days to switch over, really.
Yeah, 2 days to get approved.
Yeah.
2 to 3 days. Sometimes it's 4. It depends on what how big the business is, or and usually a couple of days when it gets approved, the machine's already there, kind of thing. So, and I usually set up an appointment to come in and put it in right away, or they'll phone me, hey, the machine came in. I always know the tracking, and I'm kind of on top of that. But I try to do the best I can, and we've lost a few businesses over the years where they expect you to be there right now, but not everybody can do that, right? I mean, I'm in Saskatoon and have to come to Lloyd in the next 10 minutes. It's not possible.
I think anybody who runs a business would know that too, right?
Yeah.
Like, just maybe for startups, it might be like, well, I needed it yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we can do it over the phone right now. I give you that option, but no, we want you here to do it right now. Well, it's tough, you can't be all over, but I thank the hundreds of businesses I have around Lloydminster here, and hope to get another couple hundred.
Anything I'm forgetting to ask, Cory?
I don't know. I think we talked most of it. I may have missed some. Maybe I was a little nervous.
That happens from time to
But
time.
at the end of the day, we're willing to offer citywide group rates. So get give us a call on the screen there. Give me a call and see what we got to offer for you.
Thanks, Cory. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's Cory Hubbard with Lucid Payments. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Chris Brinklow is here. We're going to find out about the Border City Card Show that he's got coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend, and a couple of special guests he's bringing in to sign autographs. And we'll also find out what's the hot hockey card right now. I mean, there was a time where hockey cards were very, very popular. They kind of went away. Now they're back again, and they're really, really popular. And we'll find out how to get your hands on maybe a Lane Hudson rookie card. That's coming up next.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at L&A CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at L&A CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. L&A CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Welcome back. Discover Wellings and experience and discover more freedom with every choice you make. Join Wellings for a spring open house on Saturday, April the 12th, and enjoy some refreshments, tour the community, and uncover a stress-free and carefree way of life again. That is April the 12th, Saturday, April 12th from 10 to 4. Discover your 55-plus lifestyle at Wellings of Lloydminster. 3211 72nd Avenue on the Alberta side. Visit wellingsoflloydminster.com if you'd like more information. We're excited to have Chris Brinklow join us here at the new Lloydminster Nissan today. He is presenting the Border City Card Show back at the Gold Horse Casino, again, coming up on March the 22nd. And Chris has really brought this card show to Lloydminster that's become an annual thing. I remember the first year you had it was in the mall.
Right. So yeah, it's twice a year that we do it. So this is our fifth show, I guess.
Yeah.
So the first one was in the mall. We had 28 tables there set up. And then the second one was out at the Rolling Green. We felt that was a bit too far out of town for some of the people to get out to. It was a bit off the map, I guess, or the grid, I guess, as they would say. But we did have about 36 tables at that show and still turning people away. So
And had Chris Joseph there too.
Chris Joseph
He
was
was
at
awesome.
that one. He is such a, I have an interview and
classy kid.
I haven't posted the interview, which I found, I was actually going through some old stuff and I was like, oh, I haven't posted this. We did a little Q&A thing and I still haven't
was there.
posted it, but he's just a real good person. And I mean, I've been lucky to get some great talent in. I mean, they're not big names like Messier, Gretzky, but I mean, the guys that I do have, all-star Rob Brown, who played beside Mario. Then we have Chris Joseph, who has played on Oilers and Penguins. And then we had Ben Scrivens,
Yep.
This last show, played for your Habs, played for the Oilers, still has the NHL record for most saves in a shutout. And then we had the last show
As an Oiler.
Yeah, as an
an
Oiler,
Oiler.
right. I think it was 72.
Yeah.
Or 70, somewhere around there. So, I mean, insane to think that someone can stop 70 shots and not let something in.
At that level.
Being peppered, that.
Against San Jose, I think, right?
San Jose, so you had Thornton and Marlowe, and you had, I don't know who else would have been in but you had some big guns firing at
Pavelski.
you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Pavelski.
Burns on the point.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So they, and then the last show, Jeff Owitka wasn't able to make it last minute, but this show I decided to double up, and we have Jason Strudwick coming in, who's a well-known NHLer, and also in his has a great media presence as well. So he and Rob Brown have their daily podcast that they do, and then he's also all over Sportsnet and TSN piping in on a lot of the shows as well. So Struds is a great guy, and then we have not as well of a name, but he's still played in the NHL, and he's bitten off a few fights in his time. Al Stewart, who was a crazy story how I met Al. I don't know if
Weren't you like at Costco or something?
it was at a Costco, and I was wearing my Crosby jersey, and we're just, going through aisles, and this guy crosses like, "Oh, you're a Penguins fan?" And I was like, "Yeah." "Oh, I was on the ice when Mario scored." And I was like, "Okay." And I just kept walking, and my wife, Nicole, she's like, "Did he just say?" And I'm like, "I thought he said that, but I wasn't too sure." So then we kind of circled around. I saw him when he was checking out, and I was like, "So I just want to be clear. You said that you were on the ice." "Oh, yeah, I played against Mario for a handful of games." And I was like, "Who are you?" And he told me his name, and then I looked him up right in front of him. I had to fact check him, and sure enough, he played in the NHL about 70 games, and he was a scrapper. So he's fought Probert. He's fought a few other guys. Actually, I looked him up on YouTube, and he didn't hold very well against Probert, I think.
Well, not a lot of guys did.
No, and I mean, Al's a tall guy, but Probert still handled him very well. And if you ever want to just go through some of these old scraps from the 80s and the 90s, I mean, just, check out Al Stewart, NHL, and him and Probert. And there's another one with him, Cote from the Canucks, I think it was, which was a better tilt for him. But he had some good scraps, and so he played some time with the Devils and the Bruins, and more of a third, fourth line chipper. Did a lot of time in the AHL or whatever it was back in the day. But still a great honor to have these guys come here. And I think Al was just floored that I was interested in having him come and do a meet and greet, because to him, he thinks he's just a nobody in the league. But I was like, "Man, you played in the league."
Though that poster you have, that's his 92 Premier card?
So that is his 92 Pro Set, 91 Pro Set?
Pro Set Premier?
He does, so he has 2 cards out that I've been able to find. Maybe there's more, but he has 92 Premier, but on the poster it says Pro Set.
Oh, that's the Pro Set card.
And it's an older helmet. It's kind of the dome helmet on that one. And then on the Premier, he must have switched helmets in the next season because it's more of the common style. So he had like the old Lanny McDonald kind of dome shape in that poster. Al, he fantastic guy. He just wants to come out and maybe live a little of his past, and he might not be big.
Stories.
Well, I mean, he's not a big name, but I mean, I guarantee the stories that he has are beautiful. Like, how did you manage to grab Probert?
And what started that fight?
Well, what was the fear that you felt as soon as that first punch hit, right? So,
did you ever try to Superman punch anybody?
That Superman punch the other night at the Leafs game that totally missed, and everybody was Leaf Nation thought it was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, first off, he dislocated his thumb, and he missed, so how good was that?
So what, March 22nd, what time do you want to come down?
Yeah, so
for
11
both
o'clock.
The cards and the autographs.
So the autographs, Strudwick is there 11 to 1, so he's there right from the door open. There is a $5 fee at the door for adults, $2 for teens, and then kids. I think we have it 8 and under or somewhere around there for free. And then for autographs, because we are raising money, for primary school up in Onion Lake for the lunch program. Every show I always like to run a bit of a charity.
That's what it is this year?
That's what it is, yeah. So we're raising money for Onion Lake lunch programs up at a couple of the primary schools up there. And they need a lot of help. There's a lot of families that aren't able to send the kids off with proper lunches. And so, why not help out and chip in and pay for some of the supplies that they have and some of the needs that are up there. So
do autographs cost?
Yeah, so we are going for the Strudwicks. We're going to ask $10. If you have your own, you can bring that, and we'll just ask for $5. But I pre-purchased a bunch of cards on eBay, and I'm donating those. But we are charging $10 for those cards,
right?
Because that's just an official NHL card, and Strudwick's going to sign it. So $10 for those, $5 for anything else that you bring, and then for Al Stewart, $5 for those. And it's just.
Do you have some of those cards available too?
I do, yeah. Al was pretty easy to find just because he came in at the peak of the
92
when the market was flooded with Premier and Pro Set and everything else like that. So there was a mitt full of cards, and they were easy to get on eBay and anywhere else. So if you have some old cards and you're an old-time collector from the late 80s, early 90s, you might have an Al Stewart in there, and feel free to bring that down.
Yeah, I think I do. What are those cards like? When the market was flooded in, 91?
Yeah.
92, 93. Was that about the 3-year stretch?
So from, market.
Actually 90 probably.
So it started in 1989. 89, 90 was kind of the first,
right?
the first year there.
93.
Because a lot of collectors, if they're serious about their collection, they won't look at anything between 88 and 93. They'll be like, don't worry, I already got it if I needed it. And the market was very, very flooded at that point in time. So they'll look at 88 and earlier, a lot of 70s stuff. If you have old, good 70s stuff, these guys will certainly take a look at that. Or anything late 90s, early 2000s, especially like some of the boxes where Carey Price was coming into the league, I think in 2006 or somewhere, whenever he popped in.
Yep, drafted in 05, yeah.
Yeah, so that mid-2000s, a lot of collectors are looking towards some of the young guns and the rookies from that time of year.
Okay.
Or time of season.
Is it just strictly hockey cards?
Absolutely not. So actually, our this show is the first time I've let a local business kind of take over. So Border City Games, Justin and Tyler over there have stepped up, and they want to be hands-on and take a big role in this. So Border City Games is our primary sponsor. And they have, so they're putting on a tournament. It's a Magic the Gathering tournament, and it's going to be a Commander tournament, and it's played in a couple of rounds. There is an entry fee for that, and it's I'm not too familiar. I've tried to listen to how they describe how it goes. But basically, it's an elimination, and you start at 4 tables, and you get down to 2, and then 1, and it's winner takes all type.
Those who know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you want more information, please get a hold of the staff over at Border City Games. They will make sure that you are lined up with what you need to know. So there'll be lots of Pokemon. There'll be Magic. There'll be some even obscure stuff that's not just hockey. There'll be lots of football. Football's huge. Like, you try finding a box or a blaster box of football, NFL, they're going for like $400, $500, $600 because the football is just insane.
So football's taken off.
Football has been taken off for a while, like before hockey, like just because we're regional. So hockey's big in Canada, but in the States, hockey's not very popular.
Right.
It's football. It's NFL. So you have like people chasing the Hertz rookies and whoever's the new stud of the draft this year or next year or last year, right? So
yep.
A lot of the players are chasing those NFL cards, and they're paying big money. I've seen some of them go for easily $1,000, and there's just a colored variant, and they're going for anywhere from $800 to $1,200 just for a graded card. And speaking of grading, we have PSA there again as well.
Question.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke, who is a local he's originally from Lloyd here, and he's He's going to be there again. He's been pretty faithful at showing up at these shows and having a good turnaround. I think he's actually going to have a couple of tables where he's going to have some graded cards available for sale as well. So if you have cards and you think they're in good condition, feel free to bring them down, and PSA will send them away for submission.
You sold out again this year?
Man, I didn't have to advertise at all. It's I really am grateful towards our vendors, because they have been saying, hey, this Lloyd show's hot. It's good turnout. It's, good location. It's just really good. And I try and time it so when there's a series coming out, because the primary series is, Upper Deck Series 1, 2, and Extended. And that's where all the rookies and the hot chases are. So the last show we did in October, that was just after Bedard's release. This one, we're doing it after, Bedard's release last year, March, if I correct myself.
Yeah.
And then this
In
one.
the fall, you did another show.
In the fall, we did another show, and that was just around Series 1 coming out, which had your Lane Hudson in there. And then this show, March 5th, is when Series 2 came out. So, a couple of weeks after that, I like to try and have a show, because it's hot trading right now. And Celebrini and Mitchkoff are the two big names. I'm personally chasing McGroarty from Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Rutger, I think.
Haven't got it yet?
No, what's funny is I've opened 7 boxes, and I still haven't. But I have another 5 boxes to go. So it's he's out there. He's in the case somewhere, but it's just a matter of pulling them. So I've had some pretty nice hits, though. I'm really glad I got the case I got, and that was at Border City Games. They've really stepped up their stock on that as well. Like I remember a couple of years ago, I was like, you guys should really have more hockey in, and they listened, and the collectors are showing up, and what they have in stock is great value, and so it's hats off to Border City Games for listening to the locals.
So 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock till 4 p.m. I used to run it till 5, but I found that it really slows down. And some
of your guys got to hit the road.
Some guys got to hit the road. We do have Ivanhoe Motel that does provide accommodations the night before and the night after for our traveling vendors, which I'm so grateful for Tony and his wife down there. Fantastic people if you ever met them. And just want to really emphasize Border City Games has that Magic the Gathering tournament, and it's going to be a great show. Come and bring the family. I know there's other things going on in town that weekend, but where else are you going to meet an NHL player? 2 NHL players for $5 at the door, and
Kids will love it.
Absolutely.
You got a raffle table again this year?
Working on that. It's I know Lloyd business owners get tapped hard for sponsorships daily. I mean, I can only imagine the stuff that flies through. Can you help us sponsor this? Yeah. And I'm grateful for those that are continuously helping us out. We do have a Classic Oil Field. They have purchased a Series 2 box. So far that is in the raffle. We also have the Lashburn Flyers are going to be donating some swag. Just a seniors men team, but they're playing great hockey. So they're also going to be providing. So, I am piecing together a couple of good raffle prizes. It's just a matter of, not trying to hit the sponsors too hard and helping out. So I am grateful for those that have helped out, and I understand that they all are getting surveyed often. So,
thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, Kurt. Thanks for having me.
We'll be back with you again tomorrow, and we have the Oilman of the Year joining us tomorrow. Tracy Kay will be in to co-host, and we'll bring you a Patchwork podcast, and we will be talking to, as I say, the Oilman of the Year. Richard Klinger will join us ahead of his big acknowledgement on Friday night, which I am lucky to be emceeing that event as well. So looking forward to getting to know Richard a little bit more tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, right here at the new Lloydminster Nissan.